Hi there, welcome to Ageless Women Cooking. Today we're going to make a fun little Brazilian treat.
Yes, actually, you're the one that told me about this because you saw a frozen variety of this in the grocery store.
Yes, and it's a bread.
It's a bread. It's from Brazil. They're called...
Say hi to Max, by the way. He just wandered by.
I was laughing because I saw him in the shot, but...
There's our mascot, Max the Beagle.
Anyway, these are called Brazilian cheese rolls. And the reason, Deanna, you had seen them on Shark Tank, right?
I did. They were actually a featured company on Shark Tank, and I was like, it's gluten-free. Not only gluten-free, I mean, it's made with...
It's grain-free.
Yes, tapioca flour.
Tapioca flour.
So it's not that they're super low calorie, but if you're that person really trying to move away definitely from gluten or for other grains and need that little carbo fix once in a while, it's fun. It's a traditional recipe, so we thought we'd bring it to you today. True confession.
What is that true confession?
First time we've ever made it.
That confession, yes.
We haven't even tried them. This is the one thing you will get to know about us if you haven't watched our show. Sometimes we bring you a recipe we've made lots of times. Sometimes we debut it for the first time and just, you're going to see how easy it is to put together, but did it turn out? We'll find out.
So it's a pretty simple recipe, and basically you start with taking your wet ingredients, which is water. We actually halved this recipe. Should we tell them why we halved it?
Well, I was going to tell you, because we didn't want to eat too many of them because they're probably really good. But really the bigger reason is because we didn't have as much tapioca flour to make a full recipe. So we'll find out how many these make. But if you are trying to control your calories a little bit and you tend to overeat these kinds of things, it's always a great idea to half a recipe so you don't have too much on hand. So
so that was 2.5 tablespoons of water. I'm also adding 2.5 tablespoons of coconut milk. And then we want our salt, which is a half a teaspoon. So I'm going to add that. And then a quarter cup of butter.
Okay, so we know that 1 cube of butter is a half a cup. So since we're going to heat this on the stovetop, we have not melted it.
Now this recipe actually called for either olive oil or butter, and we all know that olive oil is really excellent, but only when it is not corrupted, meaning heated to a high temperature. So olive oil should be used for your sauces and salad dressings that are not cooked, really. We need to bring this to a boil. So we're going to actually bring it to a boil and then take it off the stove and add our other ingredients, so we don't want to use olive oil for sure. So we will see you after it boils.
Okay, that was fast.
Yes, it was. And as soon as it's done boiling, you take it off the stove
And
you add...
boil for just two boiling.
Bring it to boiling. Add a teaspoon of garlic. This is minced garlic.
And we like that easy approach.
And then start adding the tapioca right away.
Tapioca is so fine and messy. I always do it right over the sink. And when I was measuring the tapioca, I was kind of tapping my little measuring cup a little bit.
Okay, keep adding, please.
I got to stay on task here, girls, because, okay.
Ooh, smell that. Doesn't that smell good?
Wake up and smell the garlic.
It smells so good.
Tapioca is so light. Wow.
Almost looks like it's starting to look like a batter, like mashed potatoes a little bit. I think I want to use a fork for a minute and just kind of make sure I get it all mixed in. Now once it's mixed together and everything is combined, you're just going to set it aside and let it rest just like you would a bread for 10 to 15 minutes. And we'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients. We moved it to a glass container so you could see what we were doing. And you can see it's pretty crumbly now that it's set up. The next thing we're going to do is...
And if I can interject, they said it will look kind of like cottage cheese.
Like cottage cheese.
So that's normal.
Actually, I'm going to add the cheese. This is, how much is this?
Parmesan, I believe it's about a half a cup of
Third of a cup.
Third of a cup.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And you can use grated. I just happen to have
shredded.
Shredded, so it'll be a little chunkier.
I just want to spread that throughout the mixture before I add the egg, just to try to get it evenly mixed.
They are called cheese balls for a reason, so.
Lots of cheese.
And you have, you can use a couple different kinds of cheeses.
I've seen recipes with all sorts of different
Yeah.
cheeses.
So-
What did we see? Queso fresco was one of the recipes. 1 egg that's been beaten already.
Organic, free range.
Free range.
We like those happy chickens.
Okay, so now I'm just gonna mush this all together. I like the word mush. How about you? It does look like cottage cheese. It's turning a little yellow for the color of the egg, but it looks like cottage cheese. I have got to get my muscle into this. I want to get a really good mix. So it's,
Oh, it really smooths
Yeah,
up
it starts
when
to
you
smooth.
really give it some muscle.
yeah, give it some muscle.
Okay.
My arm is definitely getting tired, but I think we got a good batter mixed here. We are ready to make these cheese rolls. I think they're gonna look a little more like a biscuit, kind of, you know, not a perfectly round ball. It said to, the recipe said to put, drop 1/4 cup size onto a ungreased
I made
cookie
mine
sheet.
a little bit small, didn't I?
Well, it doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna make them kind of even so they cook about the same. You know, whatever size biscuit. I kind of like the idea of them making them really small, but
Maybe we'll cut them, maybe we'll do
as
them
we
in half.
told you very transparently, first maiden voyage. But you know what's interesting? They look really sticky, and you might, as you're mixing it, we were just talking about, oh my gosh,
That's huge.
oh, well, hey. But we were saying, oh, or is it gonna be too gooey as you're putting on the cookie sheet? But actually, they're not, because of the fat and so forth. They're not sticking to our,
Look at, if we take, we can make 6.
if I made mine
If
smaller.
we made
okay.
them all smaller.
So
See, look.
Robin is making me revisit, so we have 6. Again, we're guessing, so obviously a bigger recipe would be a dozen.
Yeah,
And I'm inclined personally to make them half as big and just have no more than 2 little bites, but
Well,
it doesn't matter.
the ones that I bought at the store, you can buy these Brazzi bites is what they're
Don't
called.
tell them that, then they're not gonna make them.
No,
No.
you can't find them very easily, I'll tell you that way. But I did find them at Sprouts. Oh, here, I'm telling you. In the
She
frozen
found them.
section.
Here, that goes with that.
And which other one can we steal
Well,
from?
I don't know.
Let me steal from, I don't know. It doesn't matter. This one might be.
Professional cooks in progress. Stand back. Stand back. Oh, these are kind of a cool consistency.
Yeah, I think they look good.
I thought they were just gonna be like big old sticky things. So how do we cook them?
I don't think I finished what I was saying.
Oh,
I was
okay.
saying the
Finish.
frozen Brazzi bites. What was I saying? Oh, they're little. That's what I meant to
Yeah.
say. They are much smaller than this. In fact, they're about half size. But then you eat a couple of them. I kind of want them like this. So we're going to put them in the oven, 375 degrees. It's been preheated to for about 15 to 20 minutes till they're golden brown.
Stand by.
Cheese rolls are out of the oven, and you can see here we have 5.5. We started with 6. What happened? How did
How
that
did we
happen?
lose half of a roll?
We have half a roll here. Well, we put them in the oven at 375 for 15 minutes, and we felt like they were not getting brown yet, so then we left them another 5 minutes, and
We cut it
we
open.
cut it open, and it was crunchy on the outside, and it's a little gooey on the inside because that's the cheese on the inside, but we still wanted it a little bit browner, so what did we do about another
3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
They don't get too dark on the bottom. 375, you know, that you're not gonna burn them, but it's just a matter of your oven. So we're gonna cut this little.
Listen how crunchy that is.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that? Anyway, they smell yummy. So we're gonna.
Okay, I'm just gonna take a bite right off.
Oh, kind of pizza doughy.
They're delicious.
Really fun. Oh, there goes Max.
I like how crunchy they are on the outside and they're chewy on the inside.
This
I
was
really like
perfect.
that. I'm
Add them to a meal, or have them as a little snack. It's a great way to get your bread fix in, grain free.